Another way of analyzing data. Data at the interval level of measurement are quantitative. So interval level, which is the third level, is actually of quantitative nature. Zero entry simply represents a position on a scale. The entry is not an inherent zero. So in the interval, arrangement in order, the difference between the data entries can be calculated. So you are now looking for the difference between the data, and that gives you the interval. Now you have 100 formation of your data. Then you are told bring them in intervals. So you can say from 1 to 10, 11 to 12, 12 11 to no 11 to 20, 21 to 30, 31 to 40. That is what we call interval. So you bring the data in interval perspective. So your data will be analyzed in a manner that you have intervals, and 0 is a number. 0 is a what? Is a number. For example, we have temperature, years on timeline, Atlanta Braves, World Series, victories, etc. So we are saying when you're doing your presentation of data, temperature, you must give intervals. Years, from January to December, give intervals. Is it every year, 2 months, 3 months? So your data must be very critical. And then rational level of measurement. Data at the rational level of measurement are similar to the interval level, but zero entry is meaningful. The first one, zero entry, was not meaningful, but here zero entry is meaningful. So the presence of ordinal and interval is critical in the rational level. A ratio of two data value can be formed, so one data value can be expressed as a ratio. Of course, you know ratio is measuring something in terms of another. So you must have more than two items. You must have more than two numbers. You must have more than two figures. So in the ratio, data values can be formed, so one data value can be expressed as a ratio. For example, ages, grade points, average, weights. Like the composition of the class. Now you can take two people. One is 20 years, the other one is 21. Then you bring them in the ratio 20 to 21. Who is older than the other one? Now that is rationing. Is it okay? So from the ratio, you must have what you call base. What is your base? So the base will now give us the relationship. So what you need to know about ratios is now the higher level of measurement, the best level of measurement. And this is the measurement that actually you'll be using as far as your analysis is concerned. So when you give the performance of hotel, you give the name of the hotel and their performance, that is what we call ration. So you give the name and the name of the hotel. So any question? So the summary of the level of measurement. Level of measurement, put data in the categories, arrangement data in order, subtract data values, determine if one data value is multiple of another. Nominal. Yes, no, no, no. Put data in categories, yes. Arrange data in order, no. Subtract data values, no. Determine if one data value is multiple of another, no. Number 2 is ordinal. Ordinal, put data in, yes. Arrangement of data, yes. Subtract the data values, no. Determine if one data value is multiple of another, no. Interval. Categories, yes. Order, yes. Data values, yes. Multiple, no. Then finally we come to the ratio. Ratio, yes. Categories, yes. Order, yes. Data values, yes. Multiples. You get the values. So these are the levels of statistics. These are the levels of measurement or measuring data. Any question as far as the level of measuring data is concerned? Any question? Do you understand the table first? So silence means what? So experiment, design. So now we are looking at the designs which must be applied in statistics. So designing a statistical data or study. Guidelines. Number 1, identify the variables of interest, the focus, and the population of the study. So these are guidelines of coming up with a designing statistical study. Number 2, develop a detailed plan for collecting data. If you use sample, make sure the sample is representative of the population. So when you're using the sample and not the survey, then make sure that the sample that you are collecting must represent the population. Then collect the data. Then describe the data. Now that is when now we talked about descriptive analysis and inferential analysis. Then interpret the data and make decision about the population using inferential statistics. So these are processes which actually we have gone through. So now when you are given a data, you will be able to do what? Analysis. Just a minute. Just a minute. You know, I gave out a cut and the time is over.